Well, here we are on the end of the first day, and just get my little head torch out here for you so I can light the situation a little bit. There we go. Okay, so here we are at the end of the first day. I went, my light's a little bit bright, so I just have to adjust that. It's too bright. No. No. So, maybe that's better. Right, so here we are at the end of the first day. It rained heavily all day, but it doesn't matter because that's why you have an umbrella. And so I went up over the pass and came down to Fowl, and then I walked up onto the ridge here, which I'm going to continue on tomorrow. And when I got to the top of here, and we're about 1,500 meters, I guess, here, something like that, big weather started coming in, so I threw up a tarp, made some hot food, and now I'm just probably going to stay here now because that's enough for today. And I'm just going to adjust the tarp a little bit so I can sleep more comfortably. But food was awesome. I had hot potato mash with chia seeds and mushroom soup and some palmine in it, and a little bit of cayenne pepper, and yeah, just delightful. Especially hot food, and I cook it in a cozy like this. So I cook the food, or rather I use the spiritus burner, a Trangia, on my little mini hobo, and I boil the water, and then I throw everything in the pot, and I put it in this little tiny pot cozy, and it just keeps it hot for ages, and it will continue to cook. So I will update you on the whole situation later on. Yes. So yeah, this is me now, under the tarp, in the hammock, in the bivvy, because of course we've got this penetrating rain, damp mist hoopla, which actually gets, of course, inside the tarp. So inside the bivvy bag, on my downy mat, and in my sleeping bag. So we'll see how this goes. I think it'll be just fine. See you tomorrow. So, good morning, and it's a beautiful day. It's a bit damp, but not raining. And I just thought I would show you exactly where I camped last night, on this nice little hill, underneath my tarp, my hammock. And here is the view. Pretty nice, I'd say. Time for some coffee. Oh man, I had a good night's sleep, and it just hosed it down. It was so rainy and it was kind of very high humidity, so the tarp on the inside, of course, was damp because of, it's just mist everywhere. And then whenever the heavy raindrops would land on the tarp, of course, it mists off. But that is why we have a bivvy bag. I had an awesome night's sleep, really warm and cozy, and ready for the day. Let's go. Oh, very young. Has he seen me? Yeah, he's definitely seen me. I'm just hanging out, dude. Don't worry about me. See ya. Yep. It's always worth keeping your eyes open in the mountains around here. Who knows what you might see? There's another one. Yep, they make the same kind of noise as a hawk, so that because the hawks are a danger to the babies, then it's good for them to make basically the same sound. So any sound like whistling, the baby gams is likely to interpret as a danger sign. Ooh, look, we're getting a bit of sun. Oh, very nice. Hello. Awesome. Yeah. Yummy, yummy, yummy snail. Ooh, you are lucky that I'm not hungry. Oh, those are nice. You gotta know how to cook them though. You need to boil them out at least twice. Snails have got sort of parasites and things in them, so you need to completely boil them off. Well, ideally you need to purge them for a couple of days, and you can purge them on carrots, so you know that when they're pooing orange, then they're purged. But if you need to eat them in an emergency, and you shouldn't eat them at any other time, those that you find in the wild, you need to boil them twice, throw away the water twice, and then pull them out of their shell, basically pull everything off that isn't muscle. So you're going to mainly be eating the foot, and then either fry them or cook them in the ashes, or cook them on a hot stone. They're very nutritious, but you do need to just be careful with them. So, Mr. Snail, I guess it's your lucky day, huh? Yep. Well, I'll be moving on, because I'm going up there. See ya! And then you just come into these beautiful, dappled forest glades. And the sound of cows in the background. Super nice little paths. Wow. Just love it. So here's a bit of an overview then. I guess last night I slept, I don't know, up there somewhere, or maybe on that one. Actually, probably on that one. And then today I've just walked along here. Da-da-da-da-da. And then I'm going to go up there, over there, and down the back of it a little bit ways to find a nice place to sleep. Yeah, right in the middle of it. Beautiful. Just wonderful. Feeling great. Yeehaw! Aye, aye, aye. What the heck is this? Well, it's called Super Spackle, and it's a mixture of peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, ground up almonds, lots of almond oil, walnut oil, all sorts of nuts basically, with a liberal amount of maple syrup and a tiny bit of vanilla flavoring. Calorie bomb, and really tasty, and you just have a little mouthful of it at a time all during the day, and it's just great. And that is how we do this. See? Man, I can sure think of worse places to be a cow. Yeah. Beautiful Schafreuter. With some cloud coming. I'm looking down onto Silbenstein. Back of Staffel, Benediktenwand in the distance. The Isar, Weichensee with Herzogstand and Heimgarten. So we are going forward. Look how fast that comes over, huh? Just always pay attention to the weather. Yep. Well, it's not the awesomest weather up here. But it's enough to see the path. Reminds me of Scotland, really. Nice big drop-offs both sides. And some kind of path leading into the clouds. I feel right at home. Yee! Wow, what a crazy scene. Sort of Terma town here. All sorts of amazing constructions here. Prayer flags and just little towers everywhere, and pretty wild. Oh, the strange things you see when you go in the mountains. Marvelous. That's better. I can actually stand on steep slabs again. All that Gems poo was making my feet really slippery, and it made it really hard to stand on anything. But they seem to be dried off now, so I can be a bit happier about that. The cloud is lifting, or at least I'm coming underneath where the cloud is. We'll have a look and see what we're going to do next. But first we'll go down to Ultralight and see what's going on. Ah, these paths are just awesome here. Yep, that's the path. Goes along there. And then there's some more going down that way. There's the Ultralight and Schaffreuter above in the clouds. Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. Go out in the mountains, guys. So satisfying. Awesomeness. So now we're gonna just bimble along here. 2 or 3 hours. See what the weather does. Look for some nice place to sit down and lay down. Wonderful. Look at this, a whole herd of little buggers. Everybody's being very quiet. I'm standing very still. They're standing very still. A whole herd of you. Awesome little creatures. Not really bothered by me at all. Cool. I really like that. And they're clearly watching me. They're certainly seeing me. They just don't seem to be too disturbed by me, which I think is great. Bushcraft girl, the non-Gems disturber. I like it. Well, however you look at it, it's just a mightily impressive landscape. I'm headed for that saddle down there, and then I will decide what I'm doing, depending on time and weather and onward possibilities. I'll look at the map and stuff. It'll be maybe like 4 now, so it's okay to start thinking about that now. Plus it might be just completely awesome up there. I think it might just be brilliant. Well, what's not to like with a backdrop like that? Fantastic. It was a really comfortable night. I actually built a fire and got really thoroughly warm to the core. You wouldn't think that a steep, muddy, cow-trodden forest like this would provide much pleasure, and it's, you know, kind of not exactly flat. But if you have a hammock, and such places can become very, very nice. Well, just another amazing, amazing landscape. Or as my Dutch buddies would put it, verrukkelijk. Absoluut verrukkelijk. Yeah, amazing. So you might wonder, how do I actually pace and plan these things? So the way I do it is that 1 unit of vertical, so 1 meter of elevation gained, is worth 8 units in the horizontal. So with this 8-to-1 ratio, you can work out sort of the equivalent flat kilometers. And this way you're able to figure out if, let's say, you can do 5 kilometers an hour through this kind of terrain, which, by the way, is going some. If the terrain is tough, it's more like 4 or even 3 if it's really steep. Then you work out how many hours a day you can really manage with that kind of effort, and then you can work out, you know, what kind of route you can tackle. And in some of the areas, you know, like this path here, it's a 5 kilometer an hour path. But if I was on that kind of terrain over there, that would be more in a 4 kilometer an hour range, and if I'm scrambling, it's less. And then the pacing is essentially by percentage of effort. So you figure out what is your maximum possible perceived effort right now, and then on a trip like this I'll stay at 50 to 60% of that, but all the time, and this way you move on. If I'm just on a day trip and I know I'm going down and I don't have a pack and these kinds of things, then I'll probably push it to 70%, sometimes even 80 if I'm training. But on this kind of trip where you want to have a little bit of buffer, 50 to 60% of your perceived maximum effort right now, and you just keep aware of that. It helps you to be very aware of your body as well, because you know, sometimes it's going really smoothly, going downhill, and you notice that actually you're sort of just kind of bimbling along a little bit. Now, of course, you can do that, but if you want to move fast, then that 50 to 60% all the time is a good way of doing it. And that's what I'm going to do up there now. See you later. Yep, so made it over the pass, and here is the next playground. So the rest of today is basically descending down there, and then tomorrow is going up there, and then the day after is going up there. All depending, of course, on the weather and all the rest of it. Well, you know what? Even when the weather isn't all that great, and right now it really isn't, it doesn't matter, because just look at these amazing views. Look at that cloud just steaming down the valley there, and all these beautiful images. So put your damn rain jacket on and get out there. Look, just do it. It's beautiful. Wow. Man, that sure would be a welcome sheltering doorway in a storm. My goodness. Well, we're going down. Down, down, down. Well, out there is where I want to go tomorrow, so we need to make some careful choices about the weather. Oop, obviously I'm not going to do anything stupid. But there is a way up this valley to the Karwendel house, and then turn right before the Bierkauspitze and go down to Scharnitz, and then you can walk up from Charnitz to the next valley. So even if the weather is crappy, there are other options. And isn't this river looking rather beautiful here? Anyway, it was forecast to do this. I want to have a good look at the weather forecast. There is some better weather on its way, as we can see. But, you know, I like being alive, and I like being well, and I don't particularly love being cold and wet for a whole prolonged period of time. So we're going to be smart about it, as we should, and see what we're going to do. Well, here we go, part 2 in the amazing Ristal, and today it's just a 1,000-meter stomp uphill, about 4 hours or so to the Karwendel house, and then we'll see what happens. About the weather, we have all sorts of options, so it's all good. Here we are, Karwendel house. Where would we be without the obligatory strawberries? Oh yes. Come on, pretty. Oh, yep. Strawberries, and not a bad view either. I'd say actually a pretty good view. So this is day 4. You can see over there the sort of foreland that I came through, but now we're getting into some more stony terrain, a bit more Alpine in character. You can see some of it coming into view here. It's not insignificant, these hills. It's definitely a place to be reckoned with. The good news is that the bits of snow that I saw on the ledges yesterday are gone. Tiny bits of old snow on the on the Scree, but I don't care about that. It was the fresh snow on the ledges that I didn't want, and it's gone. So we're good to go. Yeehaw! What an amazing place. Well, I'm not afraid to admit that I had a bit of the day 4, is it really raining again, blues this morning. But put your rain jacket on, get your trusty umbrella, and just go. And actually what happened was that it stopped raining for ages. I had a few little sprinkles right at the beginning, and I've had a few little sprinkles right now, which is why I've got my stuff out. But it was okay. However, that stuff down there, you see how fast that's moving? That usually means some kind of weather. But it's okay. I mean, that's the whole reason for carrying all your gear and being prepared and having it on the outside of your backpack. So, key thing, rainwear and the umbrella on the outside of your backpack, so you don't have to go into it and risk getting the things that are inside that wet when it comes to the rain. because the rain, well, it makes for the wet, and the wet makes for the uncomfortable. We like to be comfortable, so I'm just gonna see what it does. I've got about an hour to go before I reach the area of the Carvendel house, and then I can find myself a nice sheltered spot, put up a little tarp, get inside, make some dinner, and see what it does. It's supposed to clear up overnight, and then tomorrow is going to be an awesome day. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So yeah, just keep watching the weather. It's just better. So if I did not have over 1.5 liters of water in my pouch here, then I would be taking on water right here. It comes directly out of the ground, and in this areas up here, it's not so obvious where the next water is going to be coming from. So I like to have between 1.5 and 2 liters at every opportunity, just because if you're worried about it, put some micropure or whatever tablets in there, but keep your water supply well stocked up here. Just because it's raining doesn't mean there's lots of drinking water around. Oh yeah, while we're on the subject of raining, it's what it does. In the mountains, if you find yourself being aggrieved by the weather, it's the mountains. The weather changes. And if you have a problem with that, problem's with you. Most likely, you're dehydrated, so check yourself, stop, have a drink, have something to eat. You know, check your attitude. Remind yourself why you're here in the first place. Don't be grumpy. There's no need. Honestly, being dehydrated makes you grumpy, and the likelihood is you're grumpy. As my friend Dave from the Colorado River Cataract Canyon rafting trip said, if you're thirsty, drink. If you're not thirsty, drink. If you're grumpy, drink. If you got a headache, drink. You got a stomach ache, drink. Okay? Ah, there we go. Fantastic. There's the sun. Awesome. Fantastic. Wow, does that feel good? Okay guys, so this is what the above the tree line bivvy looks like. I've got ordinary survival blanket here and my sil nylon poncho, and then inside of here, just move out the way so you can see this. I've got a I've got my rab. Basically, I've got a 3-layer system here. I've got my rab bivvy bag. I've got a Western Mountaineering Ultralight sleeping bag, and I've got a secret weapon, which is the X-Bed down mat. It does weigh a little bit, but it's really worth it. It's an air mattress filled with down, and it really just keeps you very warm. The whole thing inside the bivvy bag, it's waterproof on the bottom and very breathable on the top, and then underneath that, just to protect the bivvy bag from the ground, I've got my I've just got the trash bag that I use to keep all my stuff in my backpack. So all that stuff goes in here. I've set this tarp up here with big stones here on the summit. I've got a wind block behind me, if you think that it was going to be particularly stormy, you just use bigger stones and you put rocks all along the side to keep the edges weighed down. But it's basically, it's a comfy shelter. It's, you know, it's not a hut, but certainly unless there's some kind of a hideous blizzard, you're fine in here, and it sure makes for some nice nice morning wake-ups and some awesome place to have your cup of coffee in the morning. So I'm going to just show you that our environment a little bit, because it's beautiful out here. So here you have the whole setup, the space blanket tarp setup, the Vivi bag. Oh, you're not going to be able to see that. The space blanket tarp. So here you have the whole setup. Space blanket, the heavy duty space blanket tarp set up with my sil nylon poncho as a door, a bit of a wind block, and then out the back, of course, this remarkable landscape. Pretty nice place to have your coffee in the morning, I can assure you. Pretty awesome. Right now I've got just the edges pushed down with, or tied down with rock. But of course, if you thought that it was going to be, if it was going to be very windy in the night, you just line this whole area with rocks, and you'd line that whole area with rocks. And these survival blankets are actually remarkably strong. You can set up a really good shelter like this with the really huge rock here at the front to tie off my my stick. So awesome, awesome for sleeping. Very, very comfortable. On this trip, I was reckoning with plus 25 to minus 5 and massive sunshine to basically blizzards. So there you have it. Didn't have any blizzards yet. Let's keep our fingers crossed. I've got my cup of coffee here in my pot cozy. I strongly recommend using a pot cozy. It's basically just a little foamy, and you stick your pot inside there. Everything stays nice and hot. Just having some coffee up here, and then we'll be carrying on. You can actually place your sleeping gear on stones or on stony ground, which actually is not bad because it tends to be quite well drained. It doesn't tend to be quite as marshy and quite as soggy up here, so you can be actually quite comfortable and dry. So my sil nylon poncho to close the whole thing up if I want to. If the weather's going to be inclement, then I'll tend to do that. I'll just then I just take this and I'll just pull it across to here, tighten it down, and basically everything's good. So there you have it. That's what it looks like with the door shut. Clearly this is not a winter setup. Let's be very aware of that. This is a setup for the summer. But even here in the summer we can have minus 5, we can have snow, we can have sleet. So it's a good idea just to be ready for all that stuff. And yeah, let's see how we go on today. So on this trip I was expecting everything from about plus 20, 25 like we have today, and also will be tomorrow, down to about minus 5, and also everything from beautiful sun like today through to prolonged heavy rain, maybe even snow. So how do you go fast and light with that kind of weather? Well, first of all, it's all about flexibility. So I've got a base layer on. This is just a Patagonia base layer. and a pair of very good mountaineering trousers that are silicone impregnated. Got my Alpine lore belt here with my day grab bag. But the trick is really in what you take with you. So what I have is I have a fleecy button-up shirt, and button-up is important because you then just can you can have it open if it's warm, you can have it closed if it's not. I've got a very lightweight down vest. I've got a fleecy hat. I've got a hard shell. Actually, it's a Packlight hard shell from the Carramore International Mountain Marathon. So thanks, Mike, for that. Awesome thing. And actually also a pair of rain pants and an umbrella and a pair of gloves. Work gloves actually, so that I can also use them for Klettersteigs and any fire stuff that I need to do. And with this combination of stuff, together with the sleeping gear that I've got, really, it's not a problem. Down to -5. From -10, it starts getting a bit miserable. It rained for the first 3 days. That was fine. It's a matter of also, it's just a matter of managing it as well. You know, you need to try not to sweat too hard if you're wearing the hard shell. You need to try to definitely keep your down dry. This thing capilline dries super fast, so that's always good. I sleep in this also. If it's anything other than really dry though, I'll take it off because everything in the down bag needs to be dry, because your down has to stay dry. And then you just put everything that's wet underneath your bivy bag so that it stays warm even if it doesn't get dry. And with that you have a light pack, so basically you can carry everything with you. I've got about 1.5 pounds of food per day, including the spackle. I mean, that's what you got to do, and that's how it works. So now we're going to pack all this stuff up and head on up there. Awesome. So, right down there, you can see my little lump that I sat on earlier. And I'm going up there. Just right now. I'm just checking out the view, enjoying the day. Just beautiful. Most of the people are coming down already now. Pretty amazing views. There you can see the little hut I'm staying in tonight. And here you can see a lot. There's the Benedictine bunt over there, which is where I started from. And then I basically came through all that stuff and around here and up there and up here. Beautiful, beautiful mountains. Going down there tomorrow. But tonight we'll have many stars. Many, many stars. Quite lovely. So yeah, the sun is going down here. We've got a party actually of 2, 4, 6, 7 people in that. It's almost maximum. But at least it'll be warm. Oh my God. Yep, very good.
Bei dem einen ja, bei dem anderen nein.
Oh mein Gott, ist schön jetzt. Wahnsinn.
Herrlich. Herrlich.
Ah, nee. Und Freunde, wie läuft's mit dem Essen?
Gleich ist soweit.
Sieht sehr gut aus. Ihr macht das schon gut.
Ja,
Sieht wieder gut aus.
sieht lecker aus, ne?
Und das kippst du jetzt dann drauf, ja?
Genau, das
Und schön durchgerührt.
Schalen dabei.
Ja, okay, in Ordnung.
Well, I can tell you what, this view is so awesome that you put on your every shred of clothing to be able to stay out in it for 1 extra minute. Unbelievable. And we have an entire hut full. We got 7 people in there, so we are not going to be cold. But we are probably going to be a bit thin on air. Oh dear. Spitze station signing off for the night. Yeah. Unbelievable. Well, that's what it's all about. But now it's getting cold. Real cold. Brr. So we have one side going down here like this. Okay. Yay, that's my way down tomorrow. And we've got another side going down here like this. That's where I was today. And we are all staying in, oh, you can't really see it, this, which is a very small shack. Good night. Good to have pretty strong legs, because this is the way down. Yay! Go with the flow, or else you're gonna suffer. And me, I'm having an awesome time. I love it. Yep, that's where we slept, up there. Amazing. So, what's the trick with this stuff? Put on your gloves, get a hold of yourself, and just go. Nice and low. Keep your body weight over your feet. Wait sure that there's no one below that will gonna get caught by your scree. And get your body weight nice and low. Get your hands low here to catch yourself. And just go. Just go. Any kind of fucking about with sticks and stuff like that in this kind of terrain just makes for very slow going and no fun. Body low, hands low. That way if you slip, you're not slipping far. And just enjoy it, man. It's fucking awesome. Awesome. €10 gloves from Baumarkt. Good for everything. So in all this mountain running that we practiced, now it comes into its own, of course. So just go with the flow. Point with your hands to where you want your feet to go, which prevents you from getting bunched up. And you can always find a place, even if there's lots of loose stuff, if you point, you'll always be able to find a place where you can for sure put your foot down and you don't end up being bunched up so much. Use the sides of the trail, and also if you keep your feet turned out slightly, out like that, then there's also, first of all, you get a much better ability to use these side stops, like that one, but also you've got much less chance of twisting your ankle, because your ankle tends to twist towards what? The outside. Okay, so if you put your feet out like this in the duck walk, which is the same as you use when you're wearing crampons, then you much reduce the chance of tripping over your ankle. And everything goes nice, and you can commune and flow with the terrain instead of fighting it, which is better. Now this here is awesome. This is just deep enough that you can get your heels into it, and you can just go basically. Just trail one hand and go. Oh, awesomeness. Yeehaw! Yeah, baby. Stitching. Awesome. It's like coming down deep snow. It's just brilliant. Just sink your heels and go to it. Oh, brilliant. Yeehaw! Fantastic. So much fun. Whee! Come on, people. Play in the damn terrain. That's what it's for. Woo! Unbelievable beauty. That's the trail, and this is where we've just come from. And I tell you something, I'm in the first trees here, and the smell of the trees is just absolutely overpowering. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you about the Scree running. Scree gaiters, yeah, just some socks, and at some point you're going to want to roll your trousers up because it's too hot. When you roll your trousers up, do yourself the favor and roll it up to the knee, not over the knee, because at some point you will slip and you will skin your knee and it will suck. And it is much better just to keep the trousers below the knee, because the movement of the knee with it skinned, meh, badness. Same thing with the hands. I wear the gloves all the way down till I get on the flat path, because scraped hand, super annoying. So let's go. Some more. Yes. All the way down there. Awesome. Just awesome. Guys, this is truly heaven. Running down this nice track with a light backpack and sunny weather. Oh, just brilliant. Wonderful. And the track is, interesting enough that you have to kind of keep your wits about you and pay attention. Yes, but not so steep that you're going to hurt yourself if you take a tumble. Just awesome. Full of interest and lots of butterflies everywhere. And now coming down into the tree line where I'll probably find some water. Brilliant. And then you consider that you came from up there this morning. Pretty amazing. Wow. Pretty amazing. Just the most awesome little bathing pool and freshwater tank station here. Just fantastic. Cannot tell you how nice it is to get some fresh cold water on the sweaty bits. And there's also about 1,000 butterflies here. And it's all wonderful. it's ridiculously good up here. I mean, we have these incredible mountains behind us. This just continuingly interesting terrain here with you know, scree and it's a path, and then it's some more scree and sun and a little bit of wind to keep cool. Yeah, it's just perfect. The water stop was just awesome. You know, fresh water, lots of water in the backpack now. Had a wash and just sort of hung out there for a bit, and everybody stopped there. There was like 8 people there at one point, just all tanking up on fresh water and niceness, because it's just a desert up there. It's just rocks. It's really nice to get some water. Now we're going down there. Yes. Wonderful day. Wow. I want to drink your sweat. Crazy butterflies. I can actually feel him with his little proboscis drinking my sweat. Well, last time I came was swimming down a track like this. It was heaving, it was rain, and it was freezing cold. Well, it wasn't freezing cold, but it was miserable. The weather was not nice. I must say, it sure is a lot nicer to walk down here in the sun. Ah, amazing place. Just lots of little flowers and smells and berries. And of course, being late summer, we're starting to have mushrooms. Ah, just wonderful stuff here. All these old stunted trees, because we're still quite high up. But it's just lovely. Just butterflies everywhere and warm, but not so warm. Once in a while the sun goes in behind a cloud and get a little bit of a breeze. Just awesome. Last few views up there, and then it's just into the valley. Yeah. Very it's kind of a weird thing coming into the valley when you've been out for a couple of days, and just have to let yourself get used to it a little bit. This is why I really like the slow walks down with lots of rest and lots of filming, because it's a thing, you know, coming down. Definitely a thing. So we'll just do that thing. Yep. So you leave some amazing views behind you and brand new ones crop up. I can see the valley floor really clearly from here. So not really far to go now. And just stunning views in all directions, really. Remarkable. Oh, headed down there. Challenging up there. Difficult terrain. Very difficult. But right now, that's where I'm heading. Just down. Well, here we go. The last few meters down into the riverbed here. It's been a remarkable trip. Some really gruesome weather. Some really awesome weather. Phenomenal views. Quite a few kilometers. Just remarkable. I would strongly recommend to all of you, just go out there and do it. If you can. You know, it doesn't have to be right away, 7 days, you know, solo through the Carvendel, but, you know, go out there and do some of this stuff, you know. Just do it. It's not hard, you know, do an overnighter, go for a walk up there, just get out there, it's good. Do that stuff. It's awesome. Here we are at the bottom now, really. Still got a day to walk out, of course, down this valley, but yeah, there you have it. So here I am at the end of my descent from the Bushcraft, and I got a couple hours to wait now because Joe and Ali are coming, and I'm at the rendezvous point, and I've put my little tarp up back here just in case it starts raining in the meantime. But right now the weather's looking pretty good, so I'm just kicking back, enjoying the sun, and yeah, checking out the landscape. Pretty majestic, all in all, I would say. Yep. Definitely worth the visit. You know, you've kind of been through some pretty big stuff in the last few days, and it's all been, you know, strenuous and exciting. And it's really pleased to see my level of competence and strength, but you know, it's big stuff to do. And after that, it's really nice to just lay here and just enjoy some evening with an easy day ahead of me, and probably a tent tonight. But if not, no biggie. I think that's some nicely deserved rest. And time for some deep appreciation of the scenery here, because it is awesome. And so you can get into this interesting game that says, so I'm just staying here, and you know, it's like, yeah, are you staying here with warm pants on, light pants on, you know, have you got down, have you got an extra wind shell, you know, maybe you're just going to be adding layers, sleeping bag, bivy bag, tarp. But basically, you're asserting your situation right now is here. And that's where you're staying. And it's, yeah, it's a great one. The whole thing is a huge kind of kinesthetic puzzle. You know, what is this terrain all about? What resources does it have? How do you play in it? You know, what do you have to take care of? How are the ways of interacting with it? What are the rules, you know, of the game? And you spend some time in a terrain like this, and you start to really understand the rules, and you can have excellent fun. Very lightweight, going long distances. Brilliant. A taxi just drove by. A taxi. A big white van. On the side of it, it says Carvendel Taxi. And it's like, you end up at the top of one of these roads, you can call me and I'll come and get you and all your wet gear and take you down the road. How about that? Car rental taxi. Awesome. Some young dude sitting in it. It was a van with sort of heightened suspension, 4-wheel drive most likely. Lots of space in the back. What a great idea. The car rental taxi. Yep. I bet quite a few people make use of the car rental taxi every summer. You see, when you are aware, then the weather can be kind. But if you have things you have to learn the hard way, then even unkind weather, and particularly unkind weather, is actually your friend. But I can tell you what, it's a pretty nice evening for kicking back. I'm just wandering around filming stuff. It's a really nice evening for that. No pack. Just amazed senses. Yeah, look at that. Boom! Here comes another one around the corner. Wallop. Have a look at the sunshine on the top of that cliff. Oh, not bad little cloudscape behind there either, huh? Oh, super duper toothy ridge with clouds spilling over it. Wonderful stuff. And then what starts to come into view? But where we came down from this morning. Yeah, from all the way up there. On top of those great grey giants. That's where I was this morning. Slept over there, up there overnight, and it was awesome. Yep. All the way back there. I'll just zoom in on one of the little towers. Right. So we slept up there. There were 7 of us up there. These freaked out old ultra running dudes, an explorer guy, and these 2 Abituristen and these 2 brothers who are on a tour together over this crazy landscape with these huge packs. And we just all shacked up in this hut that was like, 3 benches and a floor, and you slept one to a bench, and then we got 4 guys on the floor, and the place was toasty because 400 watts per person, a body emits heat, and the whole place was just, it's like you had a 2,800 watt heater in there. It was toasty, and we had a great conversation, and the sunlight was unbelievable. The sunset was just, I put on every shred of clothing that I had, everything, just to be able to stay out for 1 more minute, but it was so cold because it was windy. Just amazing. And now we've got this guy here, lighting the whole scene up like crazy, straight down the valley. And it's just lighting everything up silver. It's so obvious that there is silver in these mountains. Look at this. That stuff is aching with silver. Fantastic. A mountain you've looked at 1,000 times today, if not more, is different again. A mountain you walk down step by step, it's totally changed. Amazing. Oh, these mountains over there are just being sintered with cloud and light. Yeah, I think that's, you can just about get it. Oh, amazing. Look at this. Those are the mountains. And they're being sintered with lit clouds. Pretty amazing. You know it's unpleasant weather coming, but you just don't care because it's so beautiful. Yeah, the wind already picked up a little while ago and the temperature started dropping, so this is the game changer here coming. 2 days of beautiful sunshine? Sure. See what you do with what will bring you the day before and the days after. And then we'll see what you're really made of. Yep, better be made of some good stuff out here. Yep, good stuff definitely required. Trittsicherheit und Schwindelfreiheit erforderlich, würde man sagen. Ja. Steady on your feet and not afraid of heights, is what it translates as. And I tell you, it's a good thing to be steady on your feet out here. That's for sure. Oh, awesome. Oop. Look. It's just pouring and pouring and pouring over those mountains. Just astonishing. Yep, it's the same mountains you saw them before. Clouds are just pouring over them, like sort of slow motion waves. Boy, we're gonna have some weather. Not just yet. Got a little while yet before that comes here, but when it does, it will be drastic. Drastic. Okay, well, let's see how we go. Alright, boys. Catch you later. Wow, just look at this thing snaking down the side of this hill here. Just creeping around the edge of that mountain here. Wow. Clouds. Clouds in the mountains. That's a very intricate story, that is. But one that it is very worthwhile to learn an awful lot about if you want to be comfortable out here. Good idea to be able to figure out what the clouds are telling you to do. That's a nice dark cloud right there. snuck up on me from behind. Huh. Interesting, because up till now, of course, the weather has been coming from over there. But now we have a local thing going on with some weather from over here. So I think I'll be keeping an eye on that weather from over there quite well. I'm looking at this guy. This big, gray bad boy. Cruising down the side of this mountain. And I am looking very carefully at in which way that is going. And I'm looking at what is happening in the background here on this mountain. And I'm taking a careful consideration of, you know, what exactly that is doing. So it's kind of all quite dark down there. It's dark up there. It's dark in there. Coming over here, but not really obvious which direction. Some stunning colors, obviously. But this is definitely a bit of a weather puzzle to see what's going on now. And it's important because you really kind of want to know which way the wind is going to be coming from when you're putting your shelter up in case of getting some bombastic weather. It really is really good to know where it's going to come from. So that's why I like to just observe this for a bit. Even got up from making myself a hot drink when I noticed this. I went, yep, I haven't been looking at this part of the sky for a while. I'll go and check that out and see what it's doing. Well, it seems to just be actually hanging around the peaks, which is not unusual, but they're kind of dark, mean looking, so I'll pay attention to those guys for a while to come yet. And if you look at these guys here, these rock faces are awesome, just stunning. I know I'm going on about them, but they are amazing. And it changes all with every change in the light. They become amazing in a whole new way. Yep. So if you get bored, just look away or go to the bathroom or something, because I tell you what, I'm not bored. So day 7, I'm just walking out. Really nice that my support crew here came up to meet me last night. Joe and Ali. Oh no, she's filming! And so I could sleep in the tent, which was nice because it hosed it down with rain. And it would have been okay under the tarp, but you know, a bit murky. It was a bit crowded in the tent with 3, but it was all good. And today we're just walking out of this valley to Scharnitz along the Ursprung of the Isar, the source of the Isar River, which is rather beautiful. Absolutely Cairn City. There was one on top of Chefreuter as well, like this. It's bizarre. And there's all the white ones over there. Amazing.